Chosen one, I'm being heavily compelled by the collective energy to speak to you directly before we even touch the cards today. We need to talk about how bad it got, the sheer level of suffering, isolation, and silent agony you had to walk through. It was brutal, it was designed to break a normal person. But you're not normal. I need you to realize that you had to experience the absolute worst first because you were being walked through the fire, not to be burned and not to be consumed, but to become the fire itself. The version of you that entered the furnace is dead, and the version standing here today is completely unbreakable, highly dangerous to the dark, and ready for ultimate greatness. So let's pull the cards and see exactly what this new fiery chapter is bringing. Hi, chosen ones. Welcome to the Invisible Eye Tarot, and I have another timeless message for you today. So, what I have on my mind, chosen ones, is the question: now what? Now what? And I'm gonna explain it to you in a few. This question, I want to say that first of all, I'm on my own healing journey, and I know we are all on our healing journey, and we all are going through some spiritual warfare, like on a battle even. But I want it to be a safe space for us, and I also want to bring as much clarity, understanding that I can provide, or insight, and also even encouragement, because I know it's not easy, and I know that it's not for the weak, like we said in another message. I was asking, or what I had on my mind today was now what, as in, you know, the chosen ones, we are on different levels on our spiritual journey, and I should say spiritual warfare. And there's a level where you don't even know what's going on. It's like, what the F? And it's more than just like, oh, we live in a broken world and it sucks. No, it's more than that. It's not normal. And you can pick up on it. There's a level where you get a little bit more awareness of what's going on, but you're barely scratching the surface of what all of it entails. And then there's, let's see, some other level where you know more. I'm not going to say you know it all, because we don't. We never will. We will continuously be learning, but there's that level where you understand the inner works of the game. So I'm speaking through, there's different things happening on the journey, there's different levels, right? So for those that maybe they don't really know and they're learning, or those that are maybe further along on their journey, I wanted to address the spiritual warfare and the types of suffering. You have the worst season, which could be translated as the trials, the tribulations, the initiations. It's like you're being trained, you're being prepared. There's the refinement, the pressure that you need to go through, and how it's actually super brutal and very intense, not to say violent, because by that time, in maybe you don't even know it, but when you get to that place, it's almost like it's paradoxal, because to get to the greatness, you need to get through the worst first. Okay, so you're in a place where you cannot even ask God or infinite intelligence or the universe to remove these problems, because they are meant to prepare you, to train you, and to get you ready and to build your character. So in a way, you cannot really ask for help or ask for it to stop or to be removed. But like I said, it's almost violent to go through this. But we can also, the suffering, it's not all your worst season. It's not all the initiations or the tests or the tribulations. It's not all of that. There's just different levels that you could be facing. There's receiving the attacks, okay, from the enemy. We have consequences of our own sin, where we just need to repent, and there's a little bit of atonement in that. There's also being disciplined by God, where we need to grow and learn more, and you're just being disciplined. But the discipline, I don't think it comes in the form of an attack. It's not going to feel so much like that. Even if you see that there are things being sent, like arrows being sent your way, you will feel like there's a doom protecting you, and that is just not lending. You will have this awareness or this sort of wisdom that you are here to learn, and that you are here not to take the bait or react, and that there's something for you to learn in it. Like you will have a strong sense of like there's some maybe toxic habits that you need to release in order to pick up new ones. And there's also pruning, which is like if you want to bear fruits, well, God will prune things, right? So you can bear more fruits and bigger fruits. But it's like the stripping away of everything that you hold dear to yourself. It's brutal too. It's things that you love and it's being stripped away. Or there are things too that you feel that you need to survive, literally, that you cannot function or survive or face anything without those things. So this is all of the hanging on to things tightly, and then you are meant to go through the process to surrender and release your grip. So there's different tests, different trials, different things happening for specific reasons. And then the broken world is not part of the suffering. Like we have an understanding that the world is not perfect, and that's just how it is, right? Paradise is perfect. So we have this understanding, and it's not part of like the unusual opposition that you might be facing. And I have to add, greater the opposition, greater your gift, greater your calling, greater your purpose. The scope of the attacks that you are facing is directly proportionate to your gift, to your anointing, to your calling, and to your purpose. Some of you, you're walking with a light that the enemy sees and they cannot take it. They cannot even control their jealousy with the light that you're carrying. They will throw anything at you to bring you down to their level. They will do anything to break your spirit, and it's like you're stepping out, you good. They will use slander, they will attack your reputation, they'll do whatever it takes for you to not step in your calling. And on top of it, you know that you need to, some of us, part of our journey, we are in that part where we're facing the inevitable. So which leads me to the question I had earlier, which is now what? Because let's say you get the gist of it, and you have this understanding that ultimately you're being tested by the enemy to know if at the end of all of this, do you still love God? Do you still trust God? Do you still love goodness? Do you still trust the light? Do you still trust what is good after all of this? Like, are you turning your back against God, or are you still with it, right? Because technically you're a strong soldier and the enemy knows it. You're a chosen one. You're the type of person that you're incorruptible. You cannot be corrupt. You walk with a certain character, with a certain integrity. There are things that you won't do that the herd will do in a split second that you won't do. There are things like you might be the type of person that you feel that there's more to life than just a 9 to 5, going home and feeding your kids, or starting a family, or just having a great career, or having all of the money in the world. The usual things that the world requires from us, or think it's good, or say that it's okay and that you're in line. You might be the type that fails, and it's not to take down the people that have that. The chosen ones that I'm talking to you, some of you are parents, some of you have a 9 to 5, and all of that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you feel that there's more to life than that, and that the game of life, you see it differently. You see beyond the game. You see beyond what is presented to us. You might be the one that will have the wisdom and the discernment, and also the character and integrity to question some of the things that you see around you on a day-to-day, and see that the structure does not even add up. Not to say that you are in the structure or not, it doesn't matter. I'm talking to the chosen ones, right? Some of you that you're being attacked just for that, okay? And also for believing in the light. Some of you, you're just living your life, and then you have a bunch of people jumping you just because because you're different from them, and you don't even want what they got. They want to take you down because they see your uniqueness. They see that there's something different about you. They see your light and they cannot stand it. Like, they cannot even take the fact that you don't want what they got. They're butthurt for that. So they'll gang up on you. It could be relative, like people really close to you, like, why are you different? And they can't stand that. Why don't you do what everybody else does? Why don't you just be just like everybody else? Like, there's different things that the chosen ones are going through and facing. But ultimately, what's the point of all of that? Like, you go through things where you feel you understand everything, but then it's so brutal that you wonder if you can. We're human after all. Like, if you can, you're like, you don't want to be broken by it. You don't want to quit on it. You don't want to let go, but then at the same time you feel like, can I withstand the test? Can I withstand the trial? At the same time you feel this way. Well, you can turn to God. You can bring your mess, your raw mess, to God. You can even plead. There are ways to properly bring your stuff to God and plead. You always have to close out of this, and you don't have to be proper when you bring your mess. I mean, you bring your mess along with all of the ugly crying that you do. You bring all of it, your frustration, it's unfair, or I can take it. You bring all of it to God, but then you can also plead when things are like, damn, like, that was unwarranted what I just went through. Why? All of those things, as long as you keep trusting God and turn to Him and see Him as the greatest console of them all, and always seeking His face, I mean, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, because ultimately, the enemy wants you. The enemy does not want to step. They don't want you to step in your calling, in your purpose, in your light, to fully embody your light. They don't want you to be that vessel that God needs you to be. They don't want you to be ultimately very, very powerful. Even though you're someone with all that integrity, you know that the power is not you. Like, you're not on the level of your enemies, the people extremely jealous of you, that they cannot control their jealousy, and they'll do whatever it takes to take you down. Like, it's day and night. You're not on the level of your attackers and your haters. You're not on that level. But ultimately, when there's nothing left, are you still there turning your face towards God and still believing in yourself and still believing that all of this is happening for a reason? Like, you don't know why. You don't know what the promised land is going to look like. You don't know how you're going to be used. It's probably not even going to look like what it's on your mind. It's probably not like, oh, it's a dream of yours, and it's probably not going to be that dream of yours. These are two separate things. But for example, it could be, if I go to a dream, you wanted to be a performer, a musician, or whatever, but then you go through all of this to get prepared through public humiliation. You go through all of it, attacks, the world hates you, you're cancelled out of that. But then what you learn through all of this, because God will use you, and He needs the person with the most integrity in private before they put them back in the public. Like, you're probably not going to be a musician playing on the radio. You're probably going to be the super cool musicians, the one that does things that are unusual, the one that does things that are really healing. You might be doing something that is more than just a pop song or a one-hit wonder, but you had to go through the worst to have the right to be a vessel for your music to be so untouchable and so spiritual, transcendental, and on a level. Maybe you needed to go through that So it's not just a pop song with like a pink car and the big house. So it's like deeper than that. See the difference? I don't know if you can tell between the two, where I say maybe you just want to have a hit on the radio and be this cool person, but then it's your purpose is going to be transforming. It's bigger than that, right? The way that you'll be able to touch people is just going to be bigger than just like a fun hit song. It's just going to hit deeper, you know. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's just an example. Some of you maybe I don't know, there's so many examples too that I can go on and on about, but I don't want it to be too long. It's just that in the end of all of this, when you're depleted, or you're at that point where you don't know if you can keep going, you know that you have to take it on the chin. It's not remove my problems, God. It's like, what am I learning in all of this, God? What is my takeaway from all of this? Give me the strength to go through this, because you have to go through the inevitable, and it's just so rough, right? I'm talking to the people maybe at that point on your journey where you're at that place where, oh, well, you need to go through the fire. You're not ready yet. You need more preparation. And the waiting, sometimes it's not even brutal. Sometimes it's just the waiting that feels like a delay, that feels like you've been forgotten. Sometimes also it's the silence. You feel like the divine is MIA, that the universe forgot about you. All of those things, you have to just go through them and sit through it and just trust the bigger plan, trust God, and understand that like we have the seen world and the invisible world. Okay, chosen ones, we're back. So I don't know. I know I cut the first part of the video because there was some noise, and I apologize about that. I'm gonna pull some energies first, but I really felt like I needed to share that in the spirit of encouragement, in the spirit of like you're never alone and you're not alone, and that once you go through the worst and you feel like you're doing all of this for nothing, a door opens at a certain point. You step on another level. You will be rewarded. Okay, so hold on, carry on, stay true to yourself. And I have to add too, speaking of that, sometimes you'll have your biggest W, and you'll come down from the adrenaline of this big W. You've worked so hard, you were obedient, you did everything that you had to do, you were true to yourself. And after the W, that's when the attacks, that's when you get hit. That's when it intensifies too. So the whole process is tricky. It's very paradoxical. And it can be very disheartening. But I felt the need to say that just in the spirit of encouragement, because I know it's not easy. And I hope that I brought a little bit of like clarification, because it can get tricky, like I said, and confusing. So now let me pull some energies. We have the witch hunt. They are trying to burn you because they fear your magic. Let them watch you burn bright. Next, we have the catalyst. Your presence alone speeds up the karma of whatever room you enter. Look at that. Sometimes all of this goes to say that it's hard to fall back, but then you're a chosen one. You have the anointing. You walk around with a light. You're a vessel. You have a special divine calling. You don't have to take the bait. The walls close in. Your oppressors are suddenly feeling the weight of their own actions. The trap has cut them. Very interesting. Next we have, I'm going to take these two cards. We have astral attacks, heavy dreams, or waking exhaustion. Protect your sleep space. Your soul is fighting in the astral. I spoke about this energy before. If they cannot get you in the physical, well, they'll try to send energy your way while you're sleeping. They're working day and night to take you down. We have the public restoration. You were humiliated publicly. You will be honored and elevated publicly. We have the lone wolf, and this one fell down before. The setup for a fall. They praised you just to drop you. Build your own foundation next time. Next, we have the lone wolf. You walk alone because the crowd cannot go where you are being taken. Yes, this is for the chosen ones. So the frequency war. The matrix is trying to lower your vibration through chaos. Do not match their frequency. Very interesting messages. I'm going to use a deck before I use the tarot deck. It's basically a melting pot of a tarot and oracle messages. Let's clarify the witch hunt. The green light. The universe says yes, go for it with everything you've got. So when it comes to your light, your magic, be unapologetic about it. Just go for it. Of course, it's going to feel intense because you're seeing, some of you, even though you're a chosen one, a light worker and all of that, you're seen as a witch because you're so magical. You're seen as a witch. And they're going to try to make a villain out of you too. So, but then go ahead, be your light. Don't let them stop you. And then we have the frequency war. Speaking of that, like, they're trying to, and I said that earlier, they want to bring you down to their level. They want to bring you down to their level. They're intimidated by you, your light. So they want to take you down to their very, very small world in their level. With the catalyst, we have clean house. Physically declutter your space, your mind will follow. And it's funny because it says your presence alone speeds up the karma of whatever room you enter. Your presence is doing the decluttering. Your presence alone. It's like your presence is cleaning all of the dark energies around you. All of that chaos. Because you bring karma within it. Like, your energy is like karma, instant karma. With the walls closed in, we have the hermit phase. So this is obviously the hermit energy in the tarot. But here in my deck, it says, go dark for a bit. The world can wait while you figure yourself out. So it's funny, while you feel maybe you're the one trapped or you're the one, I'm not saying that you're going into hiding, but you're the one just retreating yourself just to take care of yourself and figure out yourself. Also figure out maybe the battle and the warfare and your faith and all of that. Well, while this is happening, the walls are closing on your enemy. The walls are closing in on your enemy. You may feel like they're getting away with it. They feel the weight of their action. While you're over there doing you and removing yourself from spaces, situation, they're feeling the weight of their actions. With astral attack, I have the North Star, which is, in traditional tarot, it's the star. Okay, Aquarius energy. Hope is returning. You are being guided out of the dark. Look up. So, I said earlier, if they cannot break you down in the physical, well, they're going to try to get you in the astral while you're sleeping. They're sending energies your way. But you are in a place where you're like the light at the end of the tunnel. You're so close to it right now. It's rough. It's probably very, very intense. But why is it so intense? They don't want you to get to that light. You're so close. You're right there. You're being guided out of the dark. So don't keep your head down if you are in that journey where you feel like you're breaking, because if you feel this way, it's because you're so close. You're so close, you guys. With the public restoration, we have receipts. Trust people's action, not their words. Check the track records. You were humiliated publicly, you will be honored and elevated publicly. What it says is that there are receipts to back up your vindication. Your divine and public vindication will be, and restoration. There are receipts on your side for you, and there are also receipts against your attackers. There are a bunch of evidence against your attackers. Public restoration is coming. Some of you, you just been through a very public humiliation. But don't worry. Don't worry, because the same way that they publicly tried to take you down, the same way that publicly you will be honored and elevated. With the setup, I have the limbo, which is the hangman in the traditional tarot. It says, stop pushing, surrender to the past. Something is cooking behind the scenes. So it says to build your own foundation, and I feel like there's something being orchestrated for you behind the scenes. All you have to do is fall back, but be careful. Don't rely on other people to get on platform, or like you are in a place where there might be a group of people acting like they're elevating you. They're very aware that like you're relying on them, and they will use that very platform to drop you and put you down. So whatever it is that you do, chosen ones, right now, build your own foundation. Okay, don't rely on other people for that. And some of you, you have a different perspective on things. Follow it. Some of you, it's like the divine is doing it for you. So you should trust more the divine than other people right now. If you feel like you don't have the means, or you don't know where to start or where to go to build your platform, the divine, the universe got you. Okay? While you feel like you're in a pause and you should be doing something and nothing is happening, something is being orchestrated for you behind the scenes. Something is cooking behind the scenes for you. With the lone wolf, we have the sweat sessions. Move the stagnant energy out of your physical body. Dance, run, or stretch. And this goes with like you walking alone. So some of you are going to the gym. Some of you are dancers. Some of you love to take long walks. And maybe you do something to switch up your energy. You love to do this alone. And it's all part of your era of you being a lone wolf. And I think that the way those me time that you use are very beneficial to you as well. I think it helps with your sanity if you feel like a lone wolf. But the crowd cannot go where you're being taken. And once again, the enemy knows that. That's why they cannot control their jealousy around you. With the frequency war, oh, I already have something. We have the great console. You are deeply supported by unseen forces. Call your guides in. So I said in my prefaced intuitive message that there's more than meets the eye. There's a greater battle in the invisible that you don't even see, and support in the invisible that you don't see. It's rough down there. It feels like you're all alone, but you're not. Trust me. I'm going to use a few tarot cards to clarify the energies with the green light and the witch hunt. Oops. I have the world and the six of lightning. So we have victory. This is the six of wands. This is glow up. And then we have ascension. Go with it. Say yes. And use your magic unapologetically. Some of you in your worst season right now, you are being built for this right now. To wield that wand, that magic wand, you are being built to wield that magic wand. With clean house, We have the Eight of Gens, hard work. Working really hard, you guys. With the Hermit phase, I have the Sun, clarity. This is major exposure too, guys. This is major revelation, major exposure, clarity, things coming to light, a bigger platform for some of you, success, basking in your success and joy, sharing it with people that you love. There's a great, it's like the ultimate positivity. It is in your vicinity. It is coming. Your enemies, they're getting dwelt with. You are in a process right now where you are being vindicated. Two of Raindrops, partnership. This goes with like hope is returning for you, and you are receiving energies going towards you in the astral. Just protect your sleep space. There might be someone interested in you, trying to reach you in your sleep state as well. There's a special spirit that does that. I think they call it the marine spirit. They could be trying to send that towards you too. Okay, so be careful. Protect your sleep space. Four of Clouds, rest. Some of you could feel totally depleted, defeated, breaking. You don't know where you're going. But then because you're at a stage where the public restoration is coming. Some of you has just gone through a very intense humiliation ritual. But there are receipts. There are receipts that you're not even aware of. I have two cards that fell. Let me shuffle that. Okay, two energies wants to come out for this. We have the Four of Lightning, homecoming. And then we have the Two of Gems, priorities. This is asking you to build your own platform. So prioritize what you need to do here. And also homecoming. So you will reach a milestone. You will reach a milestone in the platform, the foundation that you're building. The Four of Lightning is like the Four of Wands. It's Aries energy. It is structure and foundation, initiation, trust and support, family, a big shingding with your family. This is because you're in a place right now where anything that was fake in terms of foundation is crumbling, and the universe is taking over and is helping you. You have backup in the way that you're building your own foundation. You might feel like it's not as strong because you're alone in this, but it's not true. You will reach a milestone. We have Just Breathe, temperance with the sweat session and the lone wolf. I mean, take it easy. Peace, serenity, harmony, balance, and patience is required of you right now. With temperance and Just Breathe and the sweat session, I just feel like those me times, especially when you do physical work, is really going to be beneficial to you, maybe at the moment that you're taking this reading. Take the sentiment of being a lone wolf as a badge of honor, and be comfortable with those like walks, going to the gym, or dancing alone by yourself, dancing on your own. I mean, it's really good for you. There's alchemy in this. You're bringing balance to your energy. And then with the Great Council and frequency war, competition, Five of Lightning, these are the haters, the people that are taunting you, trying to compete with you, extremely jealous and envious of you, the people trying to bring you down to their own level and to their very, very, very low down level and small world. Okay, there's definitely that in your energy. You're going to feel some of that pushback at the moment that you see the reading, but you are deeply supported by unseen forces. And do not hesitate to call that unseen backup when you are in a situation where you feel like your back is against the wall or that you're cornered by all of the haters. You're not as alone as it seems or as you think. So, chosen ones, I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you for watching. Victory, ascension. Use your magic unapologetically.